back, everyone, to the North American Rival Series play-in. I am Vaudable, your host, and are only briefly on screen for a little bit. And we also have Hunted and Meet and Greek that have been doing most of the heavy lifting on this broadcast. What are your thoughts about how the bracket is shaping up so far?
I think it's wonderful. We've seen a couple of upsets, a couple of teams that have done well that we expect to. But I'm just excited to see who qualifies. I think this game of the two series that we've casted so far, I think this one's probably going to be the closest.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with Hunted on that. It's going to be a close one. I believe this one will go all the way to 5 games. So let's talk a little bit about these teams, but I think they're almost ready to go. But real quickly, Frontline came through. They took down 72-pin Connector 3-1, an upper 90 with upsets of their own. They 3-0'd Matones and 3-1 Satisfaction. That's impressive.
Pretty crazy results that we've seen from both of these teams. Upper 90, they've been around the scene for a while. And Team Frontline, they've been chugging through the bracket. The biggest upset they've had is against 72-pin Connector. And those who might not be familiar with some of the players on 72-pin Connector that Frontline took down, Lion Blaze, Noxus, and maybe the biggest named one on there that most people have seen in the RLCS before, Jacob. So they took down that monster of a team 3-1 to make it into this bracket. Do you think this is going to be even closer than the last matchups we've had, Hunted?
Well, you know, what's really surprising to me, and I think it's worth noting, is that Upper 90 Esports, they're playing with who they considered their sub coming into this in Melodic. He is taking the spot for Ghost. Ghost has had some real-life issues recently and was unable to play in this. And the fact that they're taking down these teams is quite amazing. So if they're playing the way that they are throughout the day, I certainly think they have a chance against Frontline.
Well, from what we've seen on paper, it tells a story, but I cannot wait to see these teams get on the field, guys, because that's going to be completely different. We can talk about it as much as we want, and I kind of want to talk a little bit more about it, too, because it's so exciting. But again, like 7 teams overall today are going to be qualifying. The closest rival series, I bet, to date. Vaudable, what's going on?
It's going to be pretty great. We have 2 amazing teams, Upper 90, Frontline. Vote in the chat who you think will win. It's going to be a great time. Exclamation point U90, exclamation point FLG. And we'll see what happens here, as this is all you guys to take it all the way home for this series.
Well, game number 1 just about to get underway between Frontline and Upper 90 Esports. We will see who our 3rd qualifying team is for the rival series to join all of the wonderful teams that we have so far. Of course, if you did miss any of the action, shame on you, because it has been exciting.
Exciting indeed. Hunted, do you have any predictions for this series? I'm guessing, here's my prediction, Upper 90 is going to be able to take this one 3-2.
I'm going to go and bet against you there. I'll say 3-2 in favor of Frontline.
Okay. We'll see who wins that bet.
Would like to see what the chat thinks. Again, thank you so much, Vaudable, for all of your services. And, of course, a big shout-out to the broadcaster today, Ian B-Dog. Thank you so very much. And, of course, should thank everybody in the rival crew. When strangest.
Not strangest. I'm kidding. Strangest is great. It's a whole team effort, folks, and everyone here does a fantastic job. But right now, we got a huge Rocket League game in front of us. Let's get this one going.
Well, just about a minute in, Andy has a good opportunity. Alraz tries to make the play. Can't quite haul it in, and we didn't really get a chance to introduce this Frontline team, but it is Andy, Alraz, and Brendan. They are on the orange side. They almost have the first goal. Andy just hits the crossbar. This is a team that has a lot of expectations on them coming into this into the playoffs.
Yeah, and again, must-hit shots coming through on both sides. They need to be able to score here, Hunted, but no one's finding purchase quite yet. It's still very early on in game 1. Things tend to go a little slowly here, especially in a long best-of-5 series.
There's Democrat trying to play it away. Andy back towards the goal. Infinite keeps it out. Brendan a slight touch, and Infinite will try to control. That is not a good touch. Gives Andy a pass to Alraz. Good save by Melodic. comes up clutch to keep us tied up at 0 with just about 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, and talk about a pre-jump for that save. He didn't know where that ball was going. He just basically guessed and guessed correctly on that one.
Here's Infinite trying to play out of his own corner. Democrat can't beat Andy to the ball. The ball to Melodic to try to clear away. Alraz. Team Frontline, they have quite convincingly dominated the first part of this game. A couple of opportunities certainly for upper 90, but majority of the play has been in the blue zone, so they have not been able to find anything on the back of that. Andy will try one more time. Democrat makes the save, pops up in front. No challenge from Alraz, and he doesn't get there in time.
Yes, someone has to be on that ball from Frontline, but hey, it doesn't matter because Andy finds the angle.
That was a solid touch off the wall, almost like a little bit of a pinch. It was a pinch off that sidewall. Beautiful play from Andy. Gets by the defenders. So 1-0 lead for Frontline, and it was looking scary there for a moment with all that pressure. If they didn't find an early lead in this game, it could have come back to haunt them.
Yeah, it could have indeed, but I like that pressure that they've been building up this whole game, but you cannot let upper 90 just have their own way on the orange half. You've got to get back on defense.
Here's Demo. Alraz keeps it in. Has Brendan in support in mid. Good play from Infinite Andy. Quick shot towards the net bar, and he can't turn the rebound home. Continue to play 1-0. Minute 45 to go. Brendan taking that away from Infinite. Democrat, not sure if that was intentional. It handcuffed Melodic a little bit. We've seen some questionable touches early on from the upper 90 defense in this game.
Yeah, and Hunted, I think it's because there's the nerves of how important this series is. Folks, every single match we're streaming today is a qualifying match into the rival series, and if you lose it, your life just got a lot harder because the lower bracket is very daunting and very unforgiving.
And then towards the goal, Democrat the save. Once more keeps it in the blue zone. There's Melodic now. He has Demo in support. Out in front. The double commit in the corner. Doesn't open up one of them for the shot. That was a golden opportunity for upper 90. They can't turn it home, but they keep on the offense.
Yeah, and centers don't help you if you don't have anyone up there, and the double commit hurt their chances, Hunted. And again, free shots for Brendan. And it's just the transition plays are extremely effective against upper 90.
Yeah, Democrat looked like he was going for boost there. He thought he had a bit of an opportunity to try to go on that back wall and make a tough save. But either way, 2-0 now for Team Frontline. 41 seconds to go. This could lead them to a Game 1 victory if upper 90 Esports can't find too necessary. There's Demo out of the corner. This goes high along the back wall. Easy clear from Andy. Melodic. Now Demo. Either one beats Brendan to the ball, and now Infinite can't find the touch over to his teammates. But this could lead to an opportunity. A miss, but a goal from Melodic. Almost looked like a fake. Either way, it worked.
Yeah, a miss, or was it really a 200 IQ fake from Democrat? And it just completely missed up the defense. They had no idea where that ball was going.
There's still a chance now for upper 90. They've got 12 seconds. This kickoff is important. Demo with a good one. Brendan's going to play it back into the corner. Infinite gets there. Comes down in front. There's Melodic. It's towards the net, but Andy's there before Demo could reach it. And with 1 second left, they've got to keep the ball in the air. They will for now, but it's out dangerously in front. Alraz will finish it off, giving Team Frontline the victory in Game 1. And
the scoreline 3-1, hey, really a 2-1 there, as they had no choice but to keep that ball in the sky. As Frontline, they're taking Game 1 here, Hunted, and upper 90 appearing a little bit shaky going into this series.
Yeah, I definitely think that there's a bit of a feeling out period that's happening between these teams, specifically for upper 90 Esports. You know, they've played big series already today and they've won them, but this is the biggest series. I mean, this is potentially the series that gets you into the rival series. And of course, they've just got to take a little time to shake off the nerves. But the biggest factor for me for game 2 is do not let Frontline gain that momentum and snowball their way to victory.
100% agree. But the problem is Upper 90 Esports, they're helping out Frontline a ton with all these double commits. And we saw a couple of opportunities for themselves to score. And the assists, the passes are there, the centered balls come out of these double commits, and then they have nobody up to challenge it, or else it would be just dangerous. You'd have nobody back. So if you're Upper 90 now, you gotta stop ball chasing, first of all. You have to communicate better. And I'm not saying bring the speed, obviously, because that always almost helps. But you gotta play a little bit faster, too.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the game of Rocket League is such a fast game, and if a team is consistently beating you to the challenges, you're going to have a difficult time. And I certainly think we saw that from Frontline beating Upper 92, especially those mid challenges. They're keeping the ball in, and they're putting all of the pressure on the blue half of the field. Can they finish it off? They've got a one-game series lead, but I have a feeling that Upper 90 is going to start turning up the pace, as you said, and they could strike first early on in game 2. Good touch from Andy to clear it away off the back wall. We are underway. Allraz goes over top of Infinite. It's a bit too high. Melodic. Feeling him down, but Infinite can't get by Allraz. This could be scary if Demo doesn't win this challenge. Brendan didn't see Melodic coming, but still, ooh, that was a near bump onto Infinite. Could have wound up in a goal. Demo the dunk. Does this have the legs? Yes, it does. Demo Cat on the board first.
The Demo really opening up the opportunity here, and Allraz, I feel real bad because he just completely gets demoed by Demo. Or, wow, excuse my language, gets dunked.
Well, Demo have a demo that led to the dunk.
The math checks out, folks. We're bad at math, but it works out for them. And now Upper 90 have the opportunity here to really change how this series is, and they can change the tone and the tempo. They really have to just keep it up.
Cat, you mentioned it. They can change the tone and the tempo. Potentially the melody of the game, if you will.
Oh, I like that.
Melodic will go and get the next touch on this. Out to Demo Cat. Good save from Allraz. Beautiful read on that play. 3:35 to go. It's a 1-0 lead for Upper 90. Melodic. Now Allraz down to Brendan. Out in front, and another save made away by Melodic. They're trying to keep everything to the outside, our Upper 90. Frontline's found a couple of passing plays, but it hasn't fooled the boys in blue yet. Allraz off the back wall. Right towards Andy, now Melodic. He plays this down in front, and Brendan does have the play. Another solid clear. This could give Andy some trouble. He does get up to it. If Allraz got a touch on that, either way, it was a solid clear. Democrat towards the front. Allraz again on the save. This game has turned into clear after clear, keeping everything away from the front.
Yeah, we're not seeing a lot of midfield challenges from both sides. If you want to keep up that offensive pressure and rotation, you have to send somebody up or hit that one back towards the defense. I can't say it enough. This ball is just going to keep on ping-ponging back and forth until one of these teams decides to take control.
It is quite wonderful to watch these higher level teams in their ball control, like their possession control on the defensive side, as Andy almost finds a clear net to shoot at. This could be dangerous. A bad touch from Brendan sends away Infinite. He'll get the redirect, and that's 2-0 now for Upper 90.
Yeah, and talk about the foot race going on here, but an excellent pass. Melodic saw Infinite and threaded the needle between two defenders. 2-goal lead now in Upper 90. It's not a spectacular game for them, in my opinion. It's working out. They got the 2-goal lead, but they still got to be careful.
It certainly hasn't been flashy from Upper 90, but they've been doing what they have to give themselves an early lead, as Infinite almost made it 3. Demo just wide. 2-0 now in a minute 45. Infinite, again, just wide of the net. Andy now off the ceiling. Tries to go over Demo, won't get by him. And this is the crucial part of the game if you're upper 90 meet and greet. This is where your priorities begin to shift. It's more about watching that time tick down than it is generating offensive opportunities.
It is, and when you think about it, this game is about making the rival series. But not only that, it's about can you compete in the rival series. You have to show up here, and for the next season, the next, I believe, 9 matches, do you have what it takes? And if you can win in a very dominating fashion, you can prove to yourselves, bring that forward, and keep up that momentum.
53 seconds to go. Infinite just killing time in the orange corner of Frontline. There's Demo to make the pinch along the wall. Brendan. Now Andy. Here's Brendan. Once more. This could be an opportunity. Demo does get up in time. He had a bit of trouble. Had to deal with some harassment in his own goal. Does make the play. Takes a shot towards the net. That's an easy clear from Andy. As time starts to tick faster and faster for this Frontline team, they are running out of it so very quickly. 19 seconds. Melodic off the wall. Democrat up for it. Plays it in. This is out in front yet again. Brendan has to be careful he doesn't play it into his own net. Now Andy up to Allraz. Final 5 seconds. They've got to score here. If they want an opportunity, that's down in front. 1 second left. Oh, did Demo get the block? I think he did.
I think he might have.
That was a wonderful play from Demo. I don't think it would have mattered, but either way, Upper 90 Esports, they take the 2-0 win, and it's 1-1 in the series.
1-1, and you're right on to nothing flashy this game. I think this game was just straight pure Rocket League at its finest. The teams played their offensive rotations, their defensive rotations in line, and no one had to make a flashy play to score some goals for Upper 90. And I'm not saying it's boring to watch, but it's pretty standard in a way, and they played smart, and that's why it was a 2-goal win for Upper 90.
And again, I talked about it at the end of game 1. They had to make sure they took the momentum away from Frontline. And they did that perfectly. Again, they didn't necessarily overcommit on the offensive side. They weren't super aggressive. They made the defensive touches when they needed them. They kept everything away from their own goal. They made the clears. They didn't worry so much about possession and what have you. And that really, I felt, took the wind out of the sails of Frontline.
100% agreed. Now the series is tied up. There's still 3 games to go. Potentially, if it goes to game 5, our players are not even waiting here, Hunter. They're itching to get back in it. Let's throw another 5 minutes on the clock and decide who's going to take match point here. Because it's going to be one of these squads in Upper 90. If they keep up their play from last game, they're going to do extremely well.
Only 3 games left to decide us in this third qualifier of the day. Upper 90 Esports and Frontline both found a victory. Which team will do it again in game 3? And then towards the front, good clear from Demo. Allraz. Now Melodic out towards the front, a good clear. We haven't spoken too much about Melodic. We've called his name a couple of times, but when, if we're not talking about the sub, he's probably doing the right thing.
Oh, it's absolutely right. If you're not saying anything negative, then there's nothing else to say. He's doing his job, and the pass from Melodic to Infinite is exactly what he needed.
That was a wonderful challenge, too, onto Andy. He read that perfectly, found its way down to Infinite, and he goes top shelf, or as you could say, Upper 90 to find that goal. So 1-0. Boys in blue. This is very similar to how they started out game 2. Frontline's been held scoreless for just about 6 minutes of Rocket League action. And Upper 90 continue that trend. Allraz goes over top of Democrat. Melodic will clear it down. Infinite was looking for a bump on Andy. I think he found it, but he put himself a bit out of position. Now Andy, a good touch off the ceiling. And again, we see this clear play, and Democat almost finds the redirect. If this series is going to continue with these long clears and no real possession of the ball, I think this plays perfectly into Upper 90's hands. As Melodic, we talked about him, and there he is again.
Not only does he get the demo, but he gets the redirect, and what a great pass from Infinite. And before it was Melodic to Infinite, now we reverse the play. They find the goal. It's 2-0 for Upper 90. Can they keep this up?
Just gonna have to find out. There's still plenty of time for Team Frontline. Their offense has been less than stellar as of late. They need to turn it up. Alraz towards the front. Demo makes the save. It's on the goal line, and Infinite clears. Keeps them off the board. It's still 2-0 with 3:10 to go. Now Brendan all the way around. Democat keeps the ball in. Amazing save by Demo on his own goal line to keep the score where we're at only moments ago. And be a solid clear. Demo's the last man back. Gets a touch and around Alraz. Can't get by Brendan. But he's on the offensive side now. A boomer down towards him. Out in front looking for Melodic. And he's back just in time. Infinite's now looking for Melodic as well. He hits the crossbar. So much passing, so many plays from Upper 90. They are absolutely taking it to Team Frontline.
They are pedal to the metal right now. Half the game left, but there's no signs of stopping here. You give the ball to Infinite. He's going to give it to Melodic. And no, it doesn't even have to make a touch. The ball finds its way in.
I think this is an own goal. I think this is out. Yeah. And Alraz puts it in.
That's rough.
Ooh, that is a difficult
Hate
play.
to see it.
And that is something that Team Frontline
It's a difficult play to make the other team score for you.
Well, I'm saying it's difficult on the psyche of Frontline is what I mean.
Oh, it is. I see. I see. I see. My apologies to my co-caster.
They're already down 3 now in this game. They haven't been able to score a goal in about a game and a half of Rocket League, and to put in an own goal to force you even further down in this game, it's got to be tough, but you have to clear that out of your mind. The series is not over. This game is not over. They still have time. They just need to find the offense.
Yes, still plenty of opportunities can await them as another one goes by. And every opportunity that does pass is precious time off the clock. And it will put them in a hole if they lose this game here.
Ooh, the flip reset. Oh.
It doesn't matter. It goes in anyways. The flip reset helping out eventually. But just take another look at that one. Alraz able to get this one, forcing the double pin on the defense. Brendan is there to play the janitor role and clean things up.
That is what, in hockey terms, we like to call a garbage goal. It's not pretty, but it gets the job done. They need to find 2 more of those. If they want to come back in this game, might be 3 now. Oh, did Andy make that play? I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, he did.
What a play from Andy. Keeps it a 2-goal game. It looked certain like that was going to be a Democat goal. Infinite by 2. Tries to get the bump on Alraz. Can't find it. Final 60 seconds to go. Game number 3. Alraz back down to Brendan. The give and go almost working out for them, but the defender was in the way. 45 seconds left. Infinite clears. They've got to maintain this 2-goal lead. Fortunately for Team Frontline, they've at least cracked the defense of Upper 90 at this point. They need to do it twice more. Giveaway by Melodic. He does get back to the ball. Alraz looking for a shot. Now Andy has an opportunity. Can't get by Infinite. 22 seconds. Pile up in the air. Democat to play it down. Alraz. Now Melodic. Now Brendan. Final 10 seconds. Can Andy put this one home? Good save from Democat. 6 now on the clock. This needs to fall in if they want an opportunity, but it will not happen. And Upper 90, they take another 2-goal win. Push themselves to 2-1 in the series.
Right here, Upper 90 Hunted, they're starting to look very scary, and the flashy plays are beginning to show up for them. They're gaining confidence, and they're trying to take this series here in 4 games. Might not be quite a sweep. Maybe it should have been a 3-0, but they had a little bit of a slow start. And things can only get better for them. However, Frontline is not quite out of it yet. They just have to win 2 in a row, and they will make the rival series. Can they get it done?
If they want to, I think they have to score early in the next game. I think that will give them the momentum they need. If Upper 90 is the team to score first, especially if it's within the first minute or so, it could really hurt the confidence of Frontline. I mean, they scored 1 goal in the past 2 games that we've watched. That's just not enough to get it done.
It might be, it might not be. We'll have to see what happens here. This series is not over yet. We can see a complete 180 here for Frontline. They could really bring it all they've got because they have the tools in their toolbox, the players in their arsenal. They have everything they need to win against Upper 90. They did it in game 1. Can they repeat for game 4 and 5? Let's find out.
Yeah, we are just about underway with game in number 4. And again, Upper 90 Esports, the 18th seed coming into this, look to knock down the 10th seed into the lower bracket, qualify themselves for the rival series, and they've only got to win 1 more game. Can they do it? We're going to have to find out now as Allraz. The first to find a clear might find some offense as well. Democat wants to cut him off. Melodic, a great touch to keep that away from Brendan, but he gets bumped out of the way by his teammates. Fortunately for Upper 90, it doesn't turn into anything too harmful to them, and they'll try to reset and look for some offense. Allraz now down to Andy, who did just Democat. And it cuts off the passing plays. That has been one thing that I have noticed a lot from Frontline. Their passing plays have not been very clean in this series.
They haven't, but it's because Upper 90 has been so quick to the ball and really forcing errors. That's why, if you're Frontline, you have to get used to that. You can't just have every single pass be perfect. You're going to have some offensive aggression against you.
Here's Demo. Almost it's on the line and in. Wonderful touch from Democat, but the Frontline defense falling apart.
And I'm going to take a page out of Squid's book here. The death timer has been turned on here, folks, and it's reading 3 minutes and 58 seconds. Can Frontline bring this back, or will they be sent to the lower bracket?
Again, I talked about how important this first goal was going to be. Unfortunately for Frontline, they were not the team to find it. Now Upper 90, they have the momentum in game 4. They might score another one. A good touch from Infinite. Can't get over Allraz, though. He does make the clear. Melodic to keep the ball in. Who, in my opinion, Melodic was the hero of game number 3 for Upper 90. Demo, that's bar almost in. He had a wide open goal to shoot at. He'll probably want that back.
He does indeed, but Upper 90 just keeping this ball on the orange half here of Frontline, and they're not stopping anytime soon.
Melodic and Demo mixing it up in the corner there. Remember, fellas, you are teammates. Gotta try to work together in the corner to clear that ball away. There's Demo, he will make the save. Brendan keeps it going. Infinite gets there in time. Uses his own post. Get it away from danger, and Melodic gets the dunk. I believe that was on Brendan as well. 2-0 now for Upper 90.
Upper 90 here just bringing it on. They have a 2-goal lead, Hunted. There's 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. I don't know if that's going to be enough time for Frontline to really bring this back, considering how many goals that they have scored in the past couple of games.
Both wins for Upper 90 were 2-goal wins. Game 2, 2-0. Game 3, 3-1. This is certainly a lead they feel comfortable with, at least in this series. And they hold on to it. Got half a game of Rocket League left to do so. Democat and Melodic both committing to that. This is dangerous. Brendan has a shot opportunity. He takes it, but Democat gets there in time. Melodic will find the clear. So we continue to play 2-0 And the offensive woes from Team Frontline continue. It's down towards the front of the goal. Good play from Melodic. Keeps the ball in the zone. Andy. Now Infinite. Over top of Andy. By Brennan. Out in front. Almost. Infinite went around all three defenders. Democat just couldn't make the touch.
Yeah, and with under 2 minutes left here, you're starting to be a little shaky if you're Frontline. You gotta get something going.
That's a good play. Democat around Brendan. Alraz will clear it back. Melodic in solid defensive positioning to make that play. You said it. Time is ticking, and it is ticking very quickly for Frontline. They only have about 100 seconds or so to try to find the equalizer. Infinite. Can he get back to the ball? Not quite. There's Demo. He'll put it up by 3. And this game is quickly escaping Frontline.
I just think it's a little bit out of reach here for Frontline, especially if they're down 3-0 with just barely, I'm talking about barely over 1 minute to go. And Hunted now is starting to get a little bit scared.
It has been scary from minute 1 of this game for Team Frontline. It is absolutely horrifying now as Melodic's gonna make it 4. A beautiful touch from him. And upper 90, can they do it? Can they upset this Team Frontline?
I don't think it's going to happen here, Hunted. It looks like upper 90, the 18th seed coming into today, is going to be able to come through and qualify for the rival series.
It's a 4-goal lead, only 60 seconds left. Alraz plays it out in front. Democat will add another. Gets his hat trick as well. Why not? One of the biggest games of his life. He's gonna put another one home.
And I believe Melodic is the sub coming through here, working with everyone in upper 90. Demo with 3 goals. Infinite 3 assists. And Melodic with 2 goals of his own. Everyone is on point for upper 90.
38 seconds. It's all but over now. Upper 90 Esports have played their way into this position, upsetting teams along the way. They knew that they could do it. They felt that they were a team that should be in the rival series. They are proving to us why now. 5-0. Game number 4, the final seconds ticking away. Melodic makes another save on the goal line. Why not? Demo will clear. That will do it. 3-1 in favor of Upper 90 Esports, and they will move on to play in the rival series.
Hunted, what a spectacular performance coming out from Upper 90, and apologies to Infinite. Pronunciation's hard, folks, sometimes. But Democat, Melodic, Infinite, congratulations. Welcome to the rival series for this season. Team Frontline, good luck in the lower bracket. It's going to be a tough one, but this is a team, the 10th seed going down. They have ample opportunity to make a comeback.
I'm just thrilled by how Upper 90 played in this game, and you know, I'm sure we have another expert who's just as thrilled as I am. Vaudeville, what do you think?
My mouth was wide open the entire series. Upper 90, the Cinderella story of this entire bracket so far. Having a sub come into play for one thing, being the 18th seed and making it all the way into the rival series. Great work by Upper 90. Let's talk about how clutch Melodic was during that series.
I knew you were going to mention him. I mean, it's hard not to.
Man, it's hard not to.
In this series, Melodic was the definition of a super sub. I mean, absolutely making the touches he had to. Defense, offense, it didn't matter. Put the team on his back at times. I still think that he's the MVP. You can make a case for Democat as well, but it was a team effort, and Melodic fit in perfectly.
Well, Hunted, I think you hit the nail on the head again. Excellent observation. But I'm going to say this right here. Melodic's basically the turbo of the Rivals series right now. It's almost like this. It's like almost the same storyline in a way, and it's kind of funny how it works out. But goodness, what a series! They just made it look so easy.
They made it look easy. Melodic came in, showed up, and especially the other players on their team, Infinite and Demo, putting in the work time and time again during these kind of play-ins. Demo we've seen around the scene for quite some time, but one thing I do want to ask you both, and we'll start with George on this one just to mix it up a little bit. Okay. What can Upper 90 do to continue this momentum into next week?
Into next week. Goodness, it's already happening. Wow. That's real close. I didn't even
it is pretty
think
close.
About it. Yeah. It's already next week. It's the Rivals series, and this momentum here, you just got to play it cool and just forget about the names on paper. Who cares if you're the 18th seed going in? Just keep playing your game. They played fantastic. And hey, sometimes a sub works out. You'll have to see what you want as your front rotation going into this season of Rival Series. And it's almost tough because we don't even know the rest of the teams that have qualified yet, Nick. So it's going to be very tough to see or even speculate what's going to happen.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. I think it's a confidence thing. As long as they stay confident. I mean, how could they not be confident after upsetting the number of teams they did in the bracket just to get here? So I'm definitely going to look at them as a team that could be a potential dark horse in the Rival Series.
And we saw the organization in the Rival Series last season didn't really do as well results-wise, but now there's 10 teams. There's infinite more possibility, and we also have them joining Linked Up, an afterthought that we saw earlier on. But we are going to have to take a little bit of a break before this next one. The next match, you don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great one between Compadres and Nefarious, the 4th and the 5th seed, and it's going to be another amazing series. Hopefully 5 games. This is the North American Rival Series play-in on the Rival Esports channel, and we will be back after a short break.